So just take a minute to bring ourselves to this space. If you were just coming after seeing a client or coming from a meeting, just centering in on our community right now and what's at hand. And so I have a short prayer to welcome us. And again, for those of you who are joining us, Father Mark, welcome. Maybe just add your name and where you're coming from in the chat room. It's great to see everybody. So hold on one second. Sorry, God bless me with a very loud dog. So, all right. God, for the opportunity to be with each other today, for the gift of technology, the blessing it is every day to us. St. Paul was the first to use the medium of the letter to spread the gospel of Jesus. Today, there are so many tools available to use in preaching your word. Help me to be innovative as St. Paul was. Help me to best utilize technology in my lessons and in my work so that I may capture the imagination of my participants and our community and bring the power of your word to life. And for all of you today and for your special intentions, amen. All right. So again, welcome. It's really wonderful to have you. We are just beyond excited to share with you our website. I hope you've had some time to just click on some of the different buttons, get to know it. But our hope now is to answer any questions that you have now that you've had a couple weeks to spend with it. Some of us have a better gift for technology. And so, but we have an incredible staff here who can help and guide any questions you might have. So just a quick overview. Can everybody see me okay? Am I good? Okay, keeps telling me I'm unstable. So, I know that about myself, but my internet clearly is unstable at the moment. So just a really quick overview about the website. We wanted to, in creating the website, we wanted, so I'm getting some feedback. Is anybody else getting feedback? Okay, just make sure that you're on mute. Can everybody put themselves on mute? That would be great. Okay, I think we're good. So just the intentions and the reasons behind the website. So we looked at the website, we knew it was getting dated, and websites become dated very quickly. It's a 10-year-old website is very dated in this day and age. And so we knew we had to do something. And our old website was really internal facing. It was really meant for our members, and the information there was meant for our members. And so it really wasn't external facing. It wasn't meant to invite people in. It wasn't meant to be a primary resource for people who really just didn't know much about us. So we really wanted to create an external site. We wanted to make something more like an evangelization tool, something to share the story about chaplains, to invite people in, to make it so people want to learn more about us. And so that was the real intention around it. We also wanted to create a backsite that still supported all of our chaplains and provided you with the information you need and more robust. We also had to take a website that had about 1,800 pages because it's like, grandma's garage where you collect boxes over time and you don't know what's in the boxes. So we had to take an entire garage full of boxes and put it into one. So that took a lot of work. So we went from about 1,800 pages to about 24. And so we know that we still have more information to populate on our website, and we will do that over the course of the next year. And a lot of that will come from your feedback and to say, I remember this was on the old site, we're missing it. Is there a way we can get it on the new site, whether for a membership portal or on the front facing screen? And so you'll see what's wonderful about a website is it's a fluid document. It can grow, which is really amazing. Over time, we want this to be a very interactive tool. We want you to be part of it. We want you to share your gifts through this website, whether it's through prayer, or resources you have, pictures you have. We need pictures. However you think we could better tell our story, we're really looking to you for that help. So that's a really quick overview of the website. We were blessed last year to receive a grant for $25,000 from the Four Cornerstone Foundation, and that money was used to help build this website, and we have a little bit left that we can continue to build it out. So I think that's it for now. We have a lot to cover, so I will hand it over to the staff to actually go through the website and talk about logistics.
Thanks, Erica. I'm just going to share my screen. Hi, everyone. This is Janine. Nice to see so many people here. So I'm going to be going through, for a start, we're going to go through the homepage, talk a little bit about the navigation system, and then I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into our resources. So of course, our URL hasn't changed. We're still nacc.org. So once you get to the homepage, you're going to notice our new branding for the entire website. We do have our cross still here intact. We have changed the coloring to modernize it a little bit, but we still did keep the integrity of the cross. You'll also notice throughout the website that this banner here at the top, so the blue bar and the yellow, or the honey bar we call it, with our navigation menus, this is going to stay on the page anytime you move throughout the website. So the great thing about that is that you'll be able to navigate easily without having to use the back button a lot. One important thing to note is no matter where you are on the website, if you click on the cross at the top, it's going to bring you back to the home page. So if you get into one of the sub menus, but you want to just get back to home, you can just click that cross at the top and it will take you there. So let's take a quick just look at the home page. You're going to see that we have tried to really focus on the user experience and think about how do people digest information, like how some people like to read, some people like visuals, and other people love videos. So we're trying to really kind of keep up with the different ways that people digest information. And so we've tried to incorporate that on the homepage, but also throughout our website. So let's just scroll down. You'll see we have some new updated pictures. These may change across time depending when we get some of our own photos. So we have those at the top. The front page is going to be where we really want to be able to tell people who we are. And so you're going to see a lot on the front page that is promoting chaplaincy and giving people a way to find out more in an easy way. So as we scroll down the page, this first little subsection you're going to see here is really our evangelizing tool. If you click about chaplaincy, it's going to take you to some pages that talk all about the ministry. And then we've also got this great video from our member, Margaret Allikin, talking about her experience and how she came to chaplaincy. So this is the video we have right now. We have others, and so we will eventually be swapping those out just to keep the website fresh. If you are talking to people who would like to perhaps become a member, they can do that right from this front page here. They can hit join now, and they're going to learn more information about all our different membership levels. We're also using the front page to highlight our healthcare collaborators. So those are different institutions who are supporting the NACC, and we're having them have a little advertisement here on the front page. And this new section here is actually something we're really excited about. It's something brand new. We didn't have it on the old website. This is our news section. So essentially, it's always going to show 3 different items. And anytime we have something that we want to announce, one of the ways we're going to do that is going to be by putting it on the news section. So this will change all the time. So I would encourage you to come back to the website often, every couple of weeks, and scroll down to the news, because you'll see all the most important highlights that have been happening in the last couple of weeks. And so if you see one that you're interested in learning more about, you can just simply click on the link and it's going to take you to a full page where it tells you all about the news item itself. And I'll show you in a little bit where you can find all the past news items. You can do that by clicking this link, but I'll show you in the resources how you see them all and how you can filter them to look at the different ones you want to. Okay, and then down towards the bottom of the page, We have a link to our healing tree, so prayers for healing, job listings, of course, our mission wear, which we encourage you to visit and buy some branded merchandise for the NACC. We also have a sign up button for if you would like to get NACC now. That's our newsletter that comes the first and third Tuesday of every month, and it highlights all NACC news. Most members automatically get this when they become a member, but if you have unsubscribed at some time along the way and you're not getting that NACC now, please make sure you reach out to us so that we can make sure we get you back on the list, because the NACC now really is a way to stay connected to the NACC, find out what we're doing, and get important updates. So we definitely encourage you to sign up for that if you are not getting that already. And then at the very bottom of the page, and you'll see this on every page, is we have our standardized footer. It has all our important contact information. Little, nothing too interesting, but just in case you need a quick reference to find our phone number or an email address. Okay, so if you just scroll back up to the top of the page, across the top, you're going to notice our navigation system. We actually have kept it pretty simple. One of the things that we found with our old website is that the menu system had become a little unruly. We had a lot of sub-menus, a lot of main menus, and it was a lot of clicking around to try and find what you needed. So we're really trying to streamline this and keep it simple. So we just have the base for the membership, certification, resources, and about. And then up the top here, very important, the member portal login. And Michelle's going to talk all about that in a little bit. Of course, we also have our donate button. Right now, that goes to our annual campaign donation page. And so, like, if you're interested in making a donation, please feel free. So once you click on one of these main menus, what's going to happen is it's going to open a sub-menu, a page and a sub-menu. So let's just do a quick example here by going to membership. It's always going to open on what I like to call a landing page. And then what's going to happen is you're going to notice on the side is a list of sub-menus. This format is consistent throughout the different main menu tabs. So even if you click on one of the side links here, it's always going to have the side menu remain current on the page. So even though here we've moved over to professional ministry membership, we still have our sub-menus here. So we can always click to different items within that menu. Or again, you can just go back to the top if you want to go to a new menu. So we're hoping by having the side menus that we have less of the sub menus that we had on our old website, where we had to click through 4 things to find the one thing that we needed you to find. So we really hope the navigation of this website, really you're going to see an improvement. So now that we've gone over just the basic homepage, I am going to go through some of our resources. So to get back to the main page, we could click the home button here, or we could just go straight to resources. I'll click the home button because it is really pretty. So let's take a look at our resources. We're not going to go through everything on the side menu. I'll just highlight a few of the really important things, but I'd encourage you to explore on your own and take a look around. So what you may notice on our new website, as Erica mentioned, is there are some things that are not on here that were on the old website. So we're continually evaluating what we had on the old website. Should we bring it forward to the new website? And we really love to hear back from you about that as well. So we'd encourage you to reach out to us. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at here is the news. These are the items that I showed you that appear on the front page, the home page, where you have the 3 highlighted. So this essentially is a running list of all our news items. And so you can simply scroll down and you can see all the news items in a list. And then if you want to look at one, you would just click on it. And then it would open up a whole page. We are going to be having different categories for our news. Right now, we just have uncategorized and webinars, but we're working on a list, and what we'll do is then categorize everything. So then you would just be able to say, oh, today I'm only interested in webinars. What announcements do they have? And you could click webinars, and it would open up the webinars. And you could scroll down and see any news items related to webinars. And then if you wanted to look at one, you would click it and it's going to give you a full description of the news item. The next thing we're going to look at is our calendar. Okay, so this is a calendar of all our events at the NACC, whether it be governance meetings, whether it is webinars, events, or networking calls. We're really trying hard to ensure that all these items are on the calendar. So this essentially could be a one-stop shop for you to come in, take a look at the calendar, see what is happening, and then directly from the calendar, you can sign up for different things if a registration is requested or required. So you can look at it in this typical calendar view. You could also look at it in the list view, which is just going to show it down the page like this. You can also search on events. So again, if you wanted to look up webinars, you could find those by just typing in webinar, and then it will bring just the webinars, as you see here. You could do networking calls. Oh, maybe just networking. Networking, and then it would have all the networking calls. A feature eventually that I think will actually incorporate will be that we can have some categories that we can actually just click some buttons and then you'll be able to go to them rather than using the search. That's one of the future plans, so we'll be working on that. So if you were interested in attending a networking call, you could find it here on the calendar. You could click on it. It's going to tell you when it is, and then it's going to give you the link to go and register for it. You can also add it to your calendar, your personal calendar, and when you do that, it will download it to your calendar and it will put it on your calendar in the time zone that you are in, which is always a great thing, considering time zones can be a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so really that's all about the calendar. Let's go back to resources. So you did notice the calendar, it doesn't have the side menu. That's the one page you're probably going to see that doesn't have it. And that's because the calendar in that format is a landscape. And so it needs all that, the whole page to be able to view correctly. So that's the only one. So if you do go to the calendar, you might have to click back to resources to get your side menu. Then we have our 2024 webinar series. If you want to find out about one, you would just click on the link. Registration information is at the bottom of the page. And very importantly, any of the free offerings for members are linked to the portal because you can sign in and you'll better get those right there. Our job listings, we did some great work on updating how we have people submit job listings. It's now an automated process. So we're hoping that will make it a lot easier for people who are submitting these job listings, and that's for open positions at different institutions. So if you're interested in looking for a new job or you need a new job, you can come in here. Each of the listings is a separate page. You can just click on it. It's going to show up and give you all the information. You can search by location. You could search by a keyword, or you could search by the type of job it is. So that's a great place to come and look if you're looking for a new position. Okay, so the healing tree. This is for anybody, any of our members who are requesting prayers for whatever reason. A lot of time it's for illness or just that they need support. So they're very nicely listed here on the website page. And what we actually did was we created a form so that you can, if you're looking for prayers, you can submit your name directly to us and it'll come and we'll approve it and it'll automatically be put on the list. There are a little bit of instructions here. So like if you're going to submit your name or you want to submit the name of somebody else, make sure you read those first to get permission from that person. Another new feature is our prayer collection. We did have prayers on our old website, but not organized in this way. So these are the prayers that have been written and submitted by NACC members. And we really want to highlight in this collection our members and their gifts. So we would encourage you, if you'd like to write a prayer and submit it to our office to be placed on the collection, we would love you to do that. You can do that just by scrolling to the bottom of the page or clicking this button, and there's a form, and you just fill it out and type the prayer right in here. To get to the different prayers, you simply just click on the category of prayer you're looking for. It will open a list, and from that list, you can click on the different prayers to view them. So we felt like this was a really great way to highlight the special gifts of our members. So please do go ahead and, if you feel so called, to submit a prayer for us. So there are a couple other pages I'm not going to go through here at the bottom, but I encourage you to take a look at them. We do have a page for the World Day of the Sick and Pastoral Care Week. But we did have those on our old site. They're a little bit shortened down, but they're still there. So do take a look at those. And now I'm going to pass things over to Michelle. She's going to walk everybody through the member portal, how to log in, and all the features that are in there. Michelle?
Michelle, you're on mute.
Can you see my screen now? Hi, I'm Michelle Matlock, and my main role here is membership. So today I'm going to go through the member portal. So it's at the very top of the page, member portal login. Just click on that. Ooh, and
Sorry, you can just log me out. Obviously, I was in there before.
just a moment. Try that again. So when you go into the member login, the member portal login, you'll want to use your current email address. So we have a test one we've set up. Okay, so when you initially go into the member portal home, you'll see the main screen right here, and then there's also a list of menus at the top. And you're going to know that you're in the member portal because you're going to see it's going to say hello to your name, and then you'll see the little picture if you decide to put a photo in. But this main screen right here is where you're going to have your profile information. Down below is going to be any events that you've signed up for. And then over on the right is going to be any open invoices, and then invoices you've paid in the past. So from the top here, this is always the member portal home right here. So what you can do is you can edit your profile information that's listed here on the left. So just click on that. And then from here, you'll see all of your profile information. You can add additional addresses, such as a work address or a work phone or work email, or you can even update your status, your preferences. So that would be, say, for instance, you change the diocese of ministry, you could just simply go and change that. So you simply click on the new one and you would say, save this profile, and your changes would be made. So those changes are vetted by NACC. So even though you've made the change here, we will approve them, and then they will show up on your member portal. So the next piece is going to be paying your open invoice. So you can click right here and you'll see any invoices that you have outstanding. And if you take a peek at the invoice numbers right here and you click on it, there's a hyperlink and it will take you to the full view of the invoice. So here's the invoice. And then here you can simply print it if you need to, or you could download it if you need to email it. And then if you wanted to pay, you would just click on the side on the invoice that you wanted to pay, and you would click on Pay Now. So at NACC, we do not store the credit card number, so you would always need to put a new credit card number in. So you would enter the name that's on the card. So it's really important that if you have a middle initial that is listed on your card, that you list it here. So then you would key in your card number, then your security code, and then the address that's listed on your card must be the same address that's listed here. For instance, if you're using a corporate card, you'll want to have the corporate address listed here. It's a qualifying factor, and the card could be rejected if you did not change that information. So when you're done, you simply submit payment, and that's how you would submit a payment. Cancel here. And then I'm just going to go back to the home. And then from here, we have these exclusive member resources. So the reason why these resources are listed in your member portal is because they're exclusive to members. So you can click on the little drop down, and the first one is the archive professional webinar recordings. So these would be any recordings that were from the past. So last year, all the recordings would be listed here. You can scroll down the list, and then there are hyperlinks right here. So you would just click on a hyperlink, and then you would be able to go directly to the recording and be able to review it. So one of the next items in the member resources is the 2024 free member events webinar. So if you want to take a peek at what free events are out there, those events would be listed on this page. And once again, here are the events that we've had, the materials and recording, and also town halls. So the next resource that we have would be the Journal of Pastoral Care and Counseling. So you can click on that, go in, and there's a link right here that would click you to an outside site, and you'd be able to view the Journal of Pastoral Care and Counseling. The next two items listed in the resources is the requested retired membership form and also the requested inactive membership form. So those forms are out there for chaplain and ministry members only. And say, for instance, you need to do a level change, you're going into retirement, you would click on this link and you would key in your information, and that would be submitted to NACC. So once I get that form, I would review it, and then I would be revising your invoice and sending you new invoices. I'd be having a conversation, whether it's an email or on the phone. So the last one, the inactive membership, that is for board certified members only. So if you need a leave of absence for a year or two, you're welcome to click on that form and request that information. The last piece would be the 2024 professional webinar registration. So Janine mentioned about how this is the spot that you want to go in order to get the discount that members get. So this is all populated. And then from here, you would just go on the side menu and select items. So you would go here, see which ones you want to attend. And then from here, you would just simply go to attendees, who's the person that's going to be attending this. And then the next piece would simply, you would go to make the payment. So it's very easy. Close out of here. And so that really wraps up what you'll see in the member portal. So it's a great space to go be able to see everything NACC that's available to members and make changes on your profile.
Michelle,
So,
thank you. Would you mind just showing the membership directory on the
oh,
member
yes.
resources? Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Janine. The member directory. Okay, so the member directory is now located in the portal. So from here, you can simply click on, say, I want to look at Florida. I would do the search. And from here, it would list all the members that live in Florida. And then if you scroll down below, you're able to select on a member if you wanted to reach out and send them a message. So it's a great tool for you to be able to reach out to others in your area. Okay, perfect. Okay, so then I'm going to turn this over to Anita now, and she is going to go through certification. Log out.
Okay, so I'm going to go through the certification pages. So I'm going to go, I just came back to the main menu, and all the information about certification is listed at the top. So I'm going to click on certification. And this is our certification landing page. So the purpose of this page is to give some just general information about certification. What is certification? How do you get certified? And we're highlighting our certified associate chaplain in this video, but this video here that says you can get certified, this gives you just like a big picture overview of what the certification process is like. And then we highlight our 4 main certifications: our board certification, board certified chaplain, certified associate chaplain, BCC, VA, and palliative care and hospice advanced certification. So each of these will link you to a specific page for each certification, but what you'll also see is that for each type of certification, it has its own menu option. And so if you are interested in becoming certified, or if you have somebody that you're mentoring is interested in getting certified, let's say as a board certified chaplain, you would take them, we would navigate them to this page. So just as an example, all of these pages are structured the same way. What we want to do is give you a quick synopsis of the main steps that it takes to get certified. It always begins with the prerequisites. Then it directs the user to download and complete and submit the application materials. And so in our previous website, we had a lot of information about the details of the certification process. And because, as Erica was saying at the beginning, we had to really streamline our content. What we did instead is we took everything that you needed to know about certification or renewal of certification, and we would put it into a booklet. So each certification type has a booklet that you can download. So for example, here is the BCC and BCC VA application booklet. And then what we did was, instead of asking the person to download every individual component, we've actually come up with a compressed folder of all the materials that you need to download to fill out all the templates, all the essay templates, the application forms. Everything that you need for that particular certification is downloadable. So just as an example, I'm going to show you this form for BCC. If you click on this button, this takes you to a share file screen. We are using a tool called ShareFile to be able to store all of our documents that we share on our website there. And so what this does is it brings you what looks like a view-only screen. On the left here, you can expand the folder. This is everything that's contained in the folder. It says here, these are browse only, and that's by design because we're allowing you to look at what you're going to be downloading. So here are all the things that are in the board certification compressed folder. But if you want to download all that material, you have to click on this download link. And once you do that, it's going to download this compressed folder into your downloads folder on your local computer. And then what you'll need to do is extract all that information. You just double click on it, and then you'll have all the pieces that you need for your certification process. So this concept is true for every certification. I'm going to close that folder and go back to the BCC folder. For a board certification, you have to do an e-learning module and a post-test for the ethical and religious directive. So it instructs the user to do that. And then we also have a portal to submit application materials. And on this portal, the user will be instructed on all the things that you have to do before you submit your data. So for BCC, we will have that portal is only open twice a year, and that window is not open. So the fields to upload your documents aren't available yet. The next window opens on August 4th, but you'll be instructed to complete a form to submit your payment, and then you'll have a place to submit your documents. So each of the certifications allows you to do that. One thing that I wanted to cover in particular was the certification renewal process. As of this year, we're only accepting electronic submissions for certification renewal. So if it is your renewal year, if you're in your 5th year of certification, this is the place where you'll want to go and explore. If you need to submit an extension request, there's a form here to do that. If you're interested in maintaining certification in retirement, there's a link and all the information for that is on the form. But if you're going to continue on and, oops, sorry about that. If you need to renew your certification, here is a booklet that explains everything that you need to do. And here are all the pieces of the downloadable materials. So you would go to this button to download your materials. Again, it comes up to the share file screen. It allows you to see, I can expand this to see all the components. So you'll see, here's your booklet, here's an application form, here's your peer review form, and your educator form. So if you've just been certified, you want to complete one of these forms as you go along every year. You usually have to submit 5 of them, one for each year of your certification. So it's good to keep up with that. And so you can download these materials anytime by clicking on this download button. I'm going to close this window, go back to this, and then once you're ready, once all of your forms are submitted, you go to the portal, you click on this button, and it steps you through the instructions. You first have to go into the member portal, verify your profile information, pay your invoice, and then complete an endorsement form for your ecclesiastical endorsement. And then you'll go through and you'll fill this out. And here's where you upload your files. You choose the file and you have to bring that all in here to submit your documents. Please note that all of the information on your formatting, your file names, the file type, because we are only accepting PDF documents, all those instructions are in your instruction booklet. So everything that you need to know for formatting is embedded in the booklet. So your booklet's your little Bible for how to fill out all of these forms. I'm going to close that. I'm going to scroll back up. Let's see here. So if you or your employer need to verify your certification, we have an option here on the menu for that. So if you're a member and you need a verification letter, you would click on this form, and then your employer would click on this form. And then we have some information on CPE scholarships. If you know somebody who's interested in that, they would click here. And last, I just wanted to share with you our certification resources are here on this page. We have our policies and procedures manual, our most recent version here. And here we have the code of ethics and all of the qualifications and competencies for all of the certifications. It's all in one document. So if you're looking for competencies, let's say for the certified associate chaplain, you would just look at this document, and there's a quick, easy link just to go right to the CAC, and you'd be able to look at those qualifications and competencies. These are just primarily reference documents. You do not need them as part of your certification process, but we make them available so that we can be transparent with our process and to give you the backup information that you might need. Janine, are there any other things that I need to cover for certification? Did I miss anything?
No, you covered everything.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to navigate back to the homepage. So just to wrap up, we are going to be doing more improvements, adding different things to the website. As Erica mentioned, it's a living document. It's not going to stay the same. So a couple of things that we're definitely going to be looking at from our archival site is the vision articles, moving some of those over, but coming up with a system of how to make them easy to find and easy for you to find so that we can navigate those. Also, the World Day of the Sick, the past prayers from past years, those are not on the site yet. We will bring those over. And then again, as I mentioned before, we will look at the resources that were on the old site and just assess them to see if they are something that is useful. But I think what's really important to us is to hear from you about what you will feel like is useful to you and to help in your ministry. So if you'd like to reach out to us about that, that'd be great. And so with that, unless any of the staff have anything else, I would like to just pass it and ask people if they have questions, if they're in the chat. I know Alex is going to help facilitate that for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We will start our question and answers. We have 2 already. So this first one, Janine, would probably be best for you. It is about the calendar resource. So if you want to navigate back to that
Yep.
page. So the calendar, the question is how the calendar, as it's listed right here, is only in Central Time Zone versus the other time zones. So if you could maybe speak to that and what happens when you actually click on a calendar
Oh,
event.
Sure, of course. So because the NACC is in Central Time, right now the calendar is set in Central Time, so we'll show that up. We will look into see if there's anything we can possibly do about that. That's a development question. But if you do click on an event and you click on it, that one has passed, so that's not a good example. Sorry for everybody. So if we look at an upcoming event, so example, the palliative care and hospice networking call, what we're doing is we will include here the time zone so that you can look when you first open it to see if you're available before you even worry about registering or anything like that. Then if you click here to add to your calendar and you click on one of the options, when it downloads to your system, the system will recognize what time zone you're in when it adds it to the calendar. So it'll display correctly in your time zone on your personal calendar. Does that answer the question, Alex?
That does, thank you. And so this next one will be, I believe for Michelle or Janine. This is a great question from Donna. Will a credit card use service fee be added in the invoice if you're paying the membership portal via credit card?
No, we don't charge extra fees for credit card use. No.
Great.
Thank you, Donna.
So those are the 2 existing questions. So if anyone else has any questions, feel free to put them into the chat, or you're welcome to just ask and unmute yourself. Is the website accessible via cell phone?
Erica, do you want to say something about that? Or do you want me to say?
Sure. I would say just really quick, it is mobile friendly. When we look at our statistics, and who's using what platforms where, over half our members actually receive our information on their phone. So we wanted to make sure that everything we had was cell phone accessible. So please let us know if you ever have any issues with it. But yeah, we're excited to say that it does work on multiple platforms.
Wonderful. And we have a hand raised here if you'd like to go ahead and answer your question. Or ask your question, sorry. We will answer.
You just need to unmute yourself to ask the question.
I didn't have a question if that was for me.
Can you hear me
How
now?
are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, regarding getting letter from the bishop, that was a new item added. If I'm a religious, I need my letter will be from my religious organization and not from the bishop of the diocese where I work. Can you please explain more of it?
I'd be happy to answer that. So what I'd like to do is actually demonstrate it. So if you need a letter from your religious community or a letter for your supervisor letter of recommendation, or for lay people for a pastor letter of recommendation, what we're going to ask you to do is, instead of having them sent to the NACC, we're going to invite you to have them sent to you, and then you will upload them with the rest of your application materials. So I'm going to go to the certification menu. And I'm going to go to certification renewal as an example. So if once you've completed all your materials, you would submit your completed renewal forms here. You'll do all these things, but I'm going to scroll down to the form. Whoop, not here. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, here they are. So, so you would upload your application here, your priest letter of recommendation here, and here, sisters, where you would upload your external ecclesiastical endorsement if applicable. And so the instructions on whether you need to do this or not are in the instruction booklet, but
Oh.
you would receive that letter. It would have to be in PDF form. And then it would just choose that file from your computer and upload it here. So for now, everything's going to be all packaged together. And this is just going to streamline the process to make sure that all of our applicants have all of their required components right at the beginning of the process.
Excellent. And Anita, since we're talking about renewal of certification, Sister Regina asked, when is the deadline for the 2024 renewal of certification?
Janine, you want to take that?
Sure. So the deadline for any time you're due for renewal of certification, you have until December 31st of your renewal year to submit your materials. You can submit them at any time during the year. We will be scheduling specific times where the commission will review those materials, but the absolute and utter deadline is December 31. So you could come here on December 31 and upload your materials and they would not be considered late. Does that answer the question? I'm not sure who asked it, so.
And that was Sister Regina, and I believe
Sister
yes.
Regina.
How long does NACC keep certification applications?
Do you want me to answer that, Anita? I guess could the person who asked the question provide a little information? Do you mean like you applied for certification and didn't get granted? Are you talking about a renewal? If you're talking about documents that essentially are completed, so someone gets certified and they're successful, we keep elements of their application materials forever. Really forever. Your renewal certification, the same thing. We keep elements of your submitted renewal materials currently. We keep them for as long as you're a member, and even after that, we usually keep them within 7 years. So we keep all of those things for quite a long time. There are some things like letters of recommendation. If you are not successful in a process, that we also keep, but I would have Anita speak to that because that's usually regarding initial certification.
Right. So your letters of recommendation are good for a year. So we keep those. Your transcripts are good for 7 years. So we have, those historical files for, according to those timelines. So hopefully, but if you, let's just say that you've applied for board certification and somebody wrote you a letter a long time ago, once you submit your application, you have to upload that letter. That date of the letter has to be within 1 year of the application date.
And I see that Josephina, you added in here, you are interested in like the BCC materials. So if you're certified, we have materials from your initial process. And especially as that comes for your renewal, because you need a copy of the reports from your initial process for your first renewal. So if you're looking for documentation from your process, you can reach out to our office and we can actually email those to you because we keep everything electronically.
And if there's any final questions, feel free to put them into the chat or simply unmute yourself and you can ask.
Great. Well, thank you, everybody. First and foremost, I just want to thank you for your patience as we navigate a new website. I know it can be challenging to learn new systems. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you still have questions about the website. Our staff are really amazing and they know how to answer questions very patiently. They can even walk you through it. So especially the back part, the membership part of the website, we want to make sure that you feel comfortable with it. This is being recorded, so if you want to go back and watch it and just take it slower, I know I would personally. So just let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help you. We're excited to offer this new tool out for our members, and we hope it's more user-friendly for all of you. And again, if you have any questions for us or any concerns with the website, or if you have ideas, we'd love to hear them from you regarding how we can better reach our community and outside of our community. So with that, any final questions? We might get you out of here just a few minutes early. All right. Well, blessed to have each of you in our community, and thank you. And thank you to the staff for making this happen and putting all the incredible effort behind the website. So blessings to all of you.